Hello everybody, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel if you're new. My name is Jake and today we're going to be playing Tottenham in the second episode of Season 2 of Making Chelsea Champions, the series where we're aiming in 2 seasons, so this season, to win the Champions League with Chelsea. If you haven't watched already, in Season 1 we went to the final and didn't win it. We've just had a massive transfer window, so if you've missed that episode, go watch that one. That was the last episode. We've made a couple of transfers since then, which I'll talk about, and then we've got a big game against Tottenham too. If you do enjoy today's video, don't forget to hit that like button. You guys have been smashing it recently on all the videos, so if we can hit 20 likes again, that would be absolutely amazing. If you guys want to comment down below anything to do with the video, or if you just want to chat, it's always nice to hear from you guys. And if you haven't already, then hit that subscribe button as we aim for 800 subscribers pretty soon, which would obviously be a great milestone for me. Probably by the end of January, that would be really good if we could hit that. So yeah, if you haven't already, feel free to do so. Usually about 50% of you guys watching haven't subscribed, so if you want to do that, then feel free. But as I did say, we are playing Tottenham today in the Premier League, and we're going to go through how the league's gone and how our games have gone since the first episode so far. But just quickly, we'll talk about some of the transfers that we did make. You guys saw most of them, but Eduardo Camavinga is the final player we brought in the transfer window for £80 million. The central defensive midfielder, while he doesn't look amazing just yet, although he does look very good, he's only 18 and he's absolutely amazing. He's always great in Football Manager. So we brought him in to rival Declan Rice in the CDM position. Two of our new summer signings are going to be taking over that position this season. Hopefully they do well. Neither of them has performed amazingly yet, but I think that's just average ratings in the CDM position this year aren't very good because they were so high last year. So yeah, he came in, but to bring him in, we had to lose 2 players. Angel Correa was already on his way off, and he completed his move to Manchester United for 50 million. He wasn't needed. And then we did go and sell Timo Werner for around 60 million to Manchester City. Now, this is kind of boosting our rivals. I think we're far enough away from Manchester City to be okay to do it, and we didn't really need him in our team. He was the kind of player who Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic were our left-wing options, Mikel and Ziyech were our right-wing options, Abraham and Haaland up front, of course, which meant Werner was just kind of sitting as the other option in all them positions I wasn't really going to use much. We could remove him and get a player that we actually need in Camavinga. Werner was on a lot of money, one of the highest paid players at the club, so I thought it was a decent deal when Man City came in for him on deadline day. So that is the transfers we have made. And then since you saw us beat Nottingham Forest, we've been doing pretty good. So obviously we did win the Community Shield at the start of the season, but that's obviously nothing to really shout home about. We then went and beat Crystal Palace, West Brom and Man City all 3-0, which is obviously really good, especially the Man City result away at the Etihad. And interestingly, as good as Haaland has been, Mikel, again, I can't pronounce his last name, but we're going to say Mikel. Mikel has been even better than everyone else. He's absolutely amazing. I wasn't expecting it from him. 2 goals in that game. Then he picks up a goal there, a goal at Manchester City. We did then lose to Liverpool in the league, our only loss so far in the league. Again, it's probably our hardest match of the season away at Anfield, so I'm not too bothered about that. Then our Champions League group, we've been doing well so far. I'll show you the group in a second. Hudson-Odoi getting a hat-trick there against Club Brugge and Mikel getting another goal. Then we played Fulham, where Milinkovic-Savic scored probably one of the best goals I've ever seen, so I'm going to show you that in a second as well before we get into the game. Then unfortunately we did get knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Wolves in penalties, but again it's not something I'm too bothered about. We then beat Manchester United 2-0 and then drew 0-0 to Bayern Munich and beat Brentford 3-0. Now this 0-0 draw to Bayern Munich was actually meant to be this episode. I recorded it, but it was such a boring 0-0 game that I thought we just do it again because it was so boring. I didn't want you guys to have to sit through a full 0-0. Maybe it will happen today, I don't know, but I'm not going to re-record this one, so maybe it is a 0-0. But that Bayern game, there wasn't a single highlight, so you guys would not have enjoyed it. And that leaves us like this in the league. We are on 8 games played with 21 points. Liverpool are closest chasers, then Bournemouth and Leeds, so the only one we're really worrying about right now is Liverpool. Manchester United, thankfully, are almost 8 points away, is that? 7 points away, away from us at the top of the league, which is obviously really good because they're our closest challengers. They won the Champions League and the league last year, if I remember right. And our Champions League group looks like this, with Bayern Munich, Lazio and Club Brugge. We got one of the harder groups, to be fair. Bruges are the kind of team we should be, same with Lazio. Bayern were the highest seeded team in our group, because obviously we're only a second seed team. Bayern had won the Bundesliga, so we're first seeds. And yeah, they're what you'd expect. They're Bayern Munich, they're very good, but they did literally just sit back and do nothing in the game we played against them. So maybe we can easily come at top of the group. I don't know. It depends how they do in their other games. I don't know how us against Bayern is going to go away at the Allianz Arena. But yeah, so far so good from pretty much everyone. We are playing Tottenham today, who are sitting in 9th place with 11 points after 8 games. So I'm hoping we can get a win there. So let me just try and quickly load up that Milinkovic-Savic goal for you guys, and you can just see how good it was, because it was honestly one of the best goals I've ever seen, probably the best goal I've ever seen in Football Manager. I've never really looked at highlights after a game like this, so I don't know how quick the goal will come, but I believe it was the third goal. I've clicked on it, so hopefully you guys can see it. Now, Milinkovic-Savic has been really good for us this season, but this is probably the best moment he'll ever have at the club, to be honest. I think it's about to come now. So Fulham had the ball in the middle of the midfield, and Milinkovic-Savic just decides to dink the keeper from 55 yards out. He's got goal of the month for the Premier League, and I'm sure he's going to get goal of the year too. What an amazing goal that was, so good to look at. And yeah, he's been really good for us as well. This whole team is performing really well for us. I'm excited to see how they do today against Tottenham. So let's get into the match and hopefully we can get a win. Okay, so our team today is Donnarumma in goal with Reece James at right back, Ampadu and Tomori at centre back. Ampadu has taken over Zuma as the second best centre back at the club. He's performing really well, so he's going to partner Tomori. Nuno Mendes and Camavinga, Milinkovic-Savic and Havertz. Kante is out today with a bit of a fitness issue. He's on the bench just in case we need him. Ziyech is on the right wing. Usually that is Mikel, who has absolutely torn that position up. But again, he's not fit, so he won't be playing today. Hudson-Odoi and then Abraham, because Haaland isn't doing the best right now, not in terms of form, just as in he's very tired. You can see here, I don't really want to run him out in a game like this so early in the season. Don't want to have a risk of injury and have him like gone for the whole season, especially when we've sold Werner. So yeah, that is the team we're going to be using today. Really, I should take Mikel off here and find someone who can play on the bench. I'm sure Kovacic could do a good job. So yeah, let's get into the match and hopefully get a win. Okay, and we're off here in the match, and while we wait for a highlight to happen, I say that, there's a highlight straight away with Harry Kane going close with a free kick. At least we're going to get one highlight, better than the Bayern Munich game that I recorded before this and then had to delete. I also got attacked by a moth in that recording, which wasn't great. But yeah, I was just going to say, before this game gets off and running, which, let's just wait a second, because Harry Kane is breaking on this here. No, Ampadu wins it, plays it to Reece James. Reece James is always good in these positions with his crossing. He's put it across the area there, and Tammy Abraham gets the goal. 1-0 up within 10 minutes. If only Chelsea were doing this in real life, then I think everyone would be quite happy with Frank Lampard, but obviously he is struggling right now. If you are a Chelsea fan, which I know a lot of you guys are, because that's how this channel kind of started, like a Chelsea channel, let me know what you think of Frank Lampard so far. Do you think he should stay? Do you think he should go? I'm personally thinking we should give him more time, but you know, some people think he should be gone already. So let me know what you think in the comments. But yeah, I'd just like to say, while this video is going, thank you for all your support so far. I didn't really expect the fact that I wasn't really uploading much, yet these videos are doing better than anything I've ever done before. Obviously that does come with me being on FM Scout as well, so there's more attention on this channel. But yeah, I just wasn't really expecting that. And we've got a goal there again. Milinkovic-Savic has gone and got a 2-0 lead for us now. The ball was just bouncing around in the area from the Ziyech free kick. We can see it here. I thought Lloris had it, but he kind of like palmed it out. Jesus, who apparently plays for Tottenham now, lost it. Milinkovic-Savic poked it in. It's been 2 scrappy goals for us so far. But to be 2-0 up already against Spurs should be a quite comfortable win now. And that is good because way better than the Bayern Munich game. But I say that, Son could make our lives hard here if Tottenham get a goal just before half time. But Havertz has won it. He's going to break away. He hasn't been that good for us so far this series, but a goal here would help us out a lot against a rival club. Sanchez stops Abraham there though, and plays came through. He's obviously the main danger man of Spurs. I think in most Football Manager games, Harry Kane is just absolutely amazing. Maybe I'd sign him in this save, but I just don't think I would. It's Harry Kane. Dele Alli though has gone and made it 2-1, and that will cause a problem for us. Gabriel Jesus with the ball in. No one was really picking him up. Maybe that's the kind of position Camavinga should have been taking. But, you know, I suppose it's been a very good performance. This is a bit like not in the run of play for Dele Alli to score here. But it is 2-1. That is probably going to be the half-time score now. So, yeah, hopefully we can come out of this game with a win. But at least it's going to be a challenge, I suppose. Something to test the players out with. But what I was trying to say was, yes, thank you for all your support. Because I just didn't really expect it to go like this. I just thought that with the lack of uploads, this series would just perform like one of my worst series. But no, it's been amazing. We've been getting 20 likes consistently throughout the series. Always getting a lot of you guys commenting. And my favourite thing about it is obviously when you guys comment, because we're building up a nice community. Every now and then I recognise the same people commenting on a video, and then the next week another person adds on to that, and we get people coming back to the videos, which I really like to see. So thank you for all you guys who get involved with the content. Tomori there doing really well to stop Harry Kane making it 2-2. Maybe we need to sort something out here, because Spurs are just building their way into the game. They've only had 2 shots, but they're looking more threatening than we have all game really. We've just picked up 2 scrappy goals. But here is a chance for us to get something of a lead, like a bit of a lead that we can actually hang on to. And it's Havertz and Mendes and Camavinga, some of our new signings working together there. Hudson-Odoi hits the bar, should have finished it there. Again, it was a scrappy goal of just bouncing around, and he could have done better with that, I think. Here is Ziyech show to Ampadu, a quick corner taken from Ziyech. Hudson-Odoi finds Abraham. Surely someone's going to shoot right now. Havertz has worked it to Ziyech. Camavinga with a long shot, just wide. Better from us there though, really. Camavinga still hasn't really done much for the club so far, but neither has Declan Rice. Both very early on in their careers. I'm not expecting too much I like the idea of having a defensive midfielder just for the shape that it provides. So we are going to look at some subs in a minute, and I think that Camavinga will be one of the players that comes off for Rice. Now let's look at the other subs we can make. Let's have a look what we can do. Milinkovic-Savic is looking very tired out there. N'Golo Kante, he could probably come on. He shouldn't get injured with only that much time left. And then Hudson-Odoi is the other one who looks down and out. So we're going to bring on Pulisic. Not the best game from Hudson-Odoi, but he's been brilliant this season, and I'm expecting him to be my starting left winger all season if he keeps performing like this. Recording just stopped for a minute there, but basically nothing happened for the next 5 minutes, and it looks like we're going to see the game out. So that is another very good win. Oh no. No, come on, blow your whistle, referee. Why have Spurs got a chance? I just literally said we've won. Gabriel Jesus, oh my. This is terrible. I literally said we'd won the match. I was talking like the game was over. I thought it was. And then this little highlight came in now, way after added time. Ref should have blown his whistle, to be honest, but Jesus gets one crack at it, hits his own player, and then gets to have another shot, finds the corner. That is not good enough from us there. It is away against Spurs, so it's a bit of a harder match than usual. But, you know, yeah, like this says here, we weren't good enough. We should have won that kind of match. That puts it very simply. Not good enough from us there at all. So what does that mean now for the competition? So that means that we are now 2 points ahead of Liverpool, only 2 points with a game in hand for them, so they'll probably go and take the top spot, but it is very early on. We're not going to be too annoyed just yet. Also, interestingly, if you didn't notice here, Ramos is urging Abraham to come to Real Madrid because both Pulisic is interested from Barcelona and Abraham from Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, I believe. So we're going to have to do a bit to hang on to these guys, especially with the way they've been playing. I know they might want to leave because they're only technically backup players to our first 11, but I'm hoping that the amount of games we have, we can use them enough to keep everybody happy. So yeah, that is the plan, but that will be the end of today's video, so I'm going to think about when we can bring it back for the next one. My guess would be sometime around in December, let's say. You know what, we'll try the Bayern Munich away game. Maybe that one will record better than the first one did. So hopefully that will be, is that our last game of the Champions League group? So yeah, so that could actually mean something at that point. That could be like who tops the group or something. So we'll come back to that. Then we can have a January transfer window. Thank you to you guys as well for your feedback on the 3D camera, because I didn't know how that was going to turn out, but I'm glad that it records quite well, and so far everything is going well with my new equipment. Again, I'm probably going to get a webcam soon, but it's not something I'm looking at straight away right now, just because I'm trying to get used to everything on the new laptop first. Then we can move away to the webcam once I've got everything handled. I think I'm getting there. So thank you for supporting the content always. Thank you for sticking with it even when there's not really a tight schedule. There's probably not going to be one for a while. I'm kind of enjoying just doing this series when I want to do it, and I feel like I have more fun that way. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Hit that like button if you did enjoy today's video. Comment down below if you want to, and subscribe for more content like this. And if you really want to, then hit that notification bell so you don't miss any uploads, because you know, with my upload schedule, it's kind of easier if you just hit the notification bell, because I do not know when I'm going to upload, so there's no way you guys will do. So thank you for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video, guys. Goodbye.